So our next topic is the formulation of PDE, partial differential equation, by eliminating the arbitrary functions. So the concept in this case is also very similar to the case which is studied previously. So we have studied how to formulate the PDE after elimination of arbitrary constants. So here also we have to eliminate the arbitrary function in case of arbitrary constants. So suppose we have been given one equation with one arbitrary function, or a equation with two arbitrary function or more arbitrary functions. So concept is same, that if in the case when we are given with one arbitrary function, then we get a PDE which is of first order. And otherwise means whenever we have more than one arbitrary function, then the PD would be of second or higher order. So the order is not fixed in that case, means when we have more number of arbitrary functions, then the PD may be of second order or higher order. So in that case, the order is not fixed. So again, it is not always that if we are given one arbitrary function, we will get first order PD with two arbitrary constants, second order PD. So it is not the case. That is, we have written here also the remark, it may not always be possible to derive nth order PDE from an equation containing n arbitrary functions. Means three arbitrary functions, it does not mean that we will get a PD of third order. We may get we may get a PD of any order. So the concept is simply whatever the number of functions, number of arbitrary functions we are given with, we have to eliminate all the arbitrary functions. So we may get first order or higher order PD. But simply means on the raw part, we can say that one arbitrary function means we will get a PD which is of first order, and for the rest we may get any order PD. So concept is again simple. Suppose this is your equation, means which contains one arbitrary function. So we have to eliminate this arbitrary function f. Single arbitrary function is given. So concept is same, means first if one arbitrary function is there, so we first try to differentiate this equation with respect to x and y, means calculate the first order derivative and try to eliminate this arbitrary function from those equations if possible. If the first order derivative does not give us the elimination, means where we cannot get one PD without any arbitrary function, then in that case we have to move on the higher order PDs. So this is our given equation which includes one arbitrary function f. So we have to differentiate it with respect to x, with respect to y. We will get these two equations. And now our purpose is same as in the previous case. We, by using these two equations, we have to eliminate f, or we have to get the value of f in terms of derivative, that we have to substitute it here, or any, if we can get independently, we can get a PD which is free from f. But that is our purpose, one PD without the arbitrary function. And suppose two arbitrary function, then we calculate higher order, second order, higher order PDs, and again simply try to eliminate the arbitrary functions and formulate one PD. So this remarks says that by eliminating n arbitrary function, we may get any order PDE. It is not always that n arbitrary functions means nth order PDE. So we may get any ordered PDE. But the concept is that by eliminating, we simply assume that if we are given with n number of arbitrary constants, we will get nth order PDE. but if the elimination, again the elimination is our objective. If the elimination is not possible, means the, if suppose one arbitrary function is given and one from the first order derivatives, if the elimination is not possible, then we move for the higher order derivatives. But again in that case, the whatever PD we will get, that will be not, that will not be unique. So the same concept which we studied in the case of elimination of arbitrary constants, there also, if they are equal in numbers, means arbitrary functions, arbitrary constants, and the are independent variables, in that case also, first we try to eliminate the arbitrary constants from the first order derivatives, and if the elimination was not possible, then we move for the higher order derivatives. But in that case, the PD would not be unique. So here also, the n by elimination of n arbitrary functions, we first try to get nth order PD. But if the elimination is not possible, then we move for the higher order derivatives, but that PD will not be unique. So means one can get one PD, other can get different PD if the elimination is not possible. So next, the questions: obtain the PD corresponding the following equations by eliminating the arbitrary function. So now we have to formulate the PD by eliminating the arbitrary functions. So first question is, z is equal to function of x square plus y square. So here we can see that only one arbitrary function is there, small f. So one arbitrary function means we have to first try from the first order derivatives. So z is equal to f of x square plus y square. This is our given equation. Next, differentiate this equation with respect to x. We get what is the differentiation of f dash x square plus y square, and argument differentiation is 2x, that is with respect to x. Again, if we differentiate this with respect to y, del z over del y is equal to f dash x square plus y square, and the argument differentiation is 2y with respect to y. Now these are first order derivatives. First we have to try the elimination from these two equations only. So we can see that what is our objective. We have to eliminate the f, any equation which is free from f. So if we observe both of the equations, this includes f dash, this includes f dash also. So from both of these equations we can get the f dash value. So from first equation, f dash would be equal to del z over del x divided by 2x, and from the second equation, f dash would be equal to del z over del y by 2y. So from these two equations we get the f dash values. If this is f dash value and this is f dash values, then both must be equal. So del z over del x is equal to 2x, del z over del y is equal to 2y. And if we simplify this, we will get y del z over del x minus x del z over del y is equal to 0. And this is our required PD. This is an equation which includes derivatives and which is free from arbitrary function f. So this is our answer. Now this is notation only. Del z over del x is represented by small p, and del z over del y is represented by small q. So this is our PD, which is of first order, because we were able to eliminate the arbitrary function f from the first order derivatives. So if we are able to eliminate the arbitrary functions from the first order derivatives, then the PD would be unique, means everyone will get this PD only, otherwise the process is wrong. So in this case we will get a PD which is unique for every student. Next question, this is z is equal to x plus y phi x square minus y square. Okay, so in this case our arbitrary function is this phi. So by eliminating this phi we have to generate a PD. a partial differential equation. So because it includes single arbitrary function, so first we try to eliminate this from first order derivatives. So this is our given equation. This is now we are differentiating it with respect to x. So del z over del x is equal to, what is the differentiation? Phi is, because both component, they are in multiplication. First includes x, second also includes x. So y first into second formula. So del z over del x is equal to the differentiation of this component with respect to x is 1, and phi is as it is. This is not dash, this is only phi. Next, second, now this is constant, x plus y is as it is, and differentiation of phi. So with respect to x, phi dash, so phi dash x square minus y square, and the differentiation of this x square minus y square is 2x. So 2x is here. So this is del z over del x. Next, this is something you can do it on the later stage, but we are doing it currently. Del z over del x is equal to, we are not now trying to eliminate this. So we are finding the value del z over del x minus this term phi x square minus y square. We are keeping this on the left hand side, so this would be of negative sign. Del z over del x minus phi x square minus y square is equal to 2x x plus y phi dash. Okay. Next, because we know the value of phi from this equation, from the given equation, what is our purpose? To eliminate phi. So we are just trying to eliminate it whenever it is possible. So if this phi is equal to, from this equation, from the given equation, phi is equal to z by x plus y. So we have substituted this value z over x plus y in place of phi from the given equation. So this is again a new equation, as I have mentioned here, from equation 1, what is the value of phi. Next, this is symbol only. Del z over del x is represented by small p, so I have written p in case of del z over del x. So p minus z over x plus y is equal to 2x x plus y phi dash something. So this is our first equation for the elimination. Next, again, what we do, we differentiate equation, the given equation with respect to y. So with respect to y, the differentiation is del z over del y. Again, both components includes, the both component include y. Here in first component y is there, second component y is there. So we'll differentiate it by the first into second function. So x plus y differentiation is 1 with respect to y, phi is as it is. Second, x plus y is as it is, and differentiation of phi. So phi dash x square minus y square, and the argument differences with differentiation is with respect to y is x square is 0 minus y square is minus 2y. So minus 2y. Again, the same process I'm following. I'm shifting this phi in on the left hand side. Del z over del y is minus phi is equal to this value. Again, the phi value from the equation 1, we can write z over x plus y in place of phi. So this is that value. And again, del z over del y is, we can write q in place of del z over del y, that is notation. So so this is, because this is negative, so I have multiplied by the minus sign. So z over x plus y minus q is equal to 2y x plus y phi dash. Now we have calculated both of the first order derivatives. Now our aim is, our objective is to eliminate phi, this function phi, and get a differential equation. So we can see from the equation 2 and 3, both includes phi dash. So from both of the equation, we can get the value of phi dash. So I just comparing the values of 2x plus y phi dash from equation 2 and 3. Equation 2, 2x plus y phi dash, what is that value? That value is p minus z over x plus y over x. Okay. This 2 times x plus y phi dash is equal to, this x would be on the denominator, p minus z over x plus y over x, and again from this 2x plus y phi dash would be equal to z over x plus y minus q over y. This y will go on the denominator of this side. So from both of the equation we have find out the value of 2x plus y phi dash, and so we get 1 over x p minus something is equal to 1 over y z over x plus y minus q. So this is our required PDE because it contains derivatives and it is free from phi. Now we have to simplify it. We always make our answer in the simplest form. So just multiply and shifting the terms here and there, we are getting the right answer. So yp is just simply taking the LCM and shifting this algo. So just you can calculate this process. You can observe this process by simply going through the equation. First, I think this yp. I have taken this y this side, x this side. So multiplying y over here. So yp minus y times this and x here. So means x into z over x plus y x cube. Then yp and this x cube I have shifted on the left hand side, and this term I have shifted on the right hand side. So this is because z over x plus y is common to both of the terms. So this is if this go on this side, this would be z over x plus y is common, and the remaining part is minus y. If it goes on this side, that would be of plus y. So y plus x from here. So x plus y will be cancelled over by this y plus x. So we get yp plus xq is equal to z. So this is our PDE. Again, we were able to eliminate the function from the first order derivative. So this answer is unique. Again, now in this question we have two arbitrary function f and g. So we have to move for higher order derivatives in order to eliminate the to make the elimination possible. So z is equal to f x plus 80 g of x minus 80. So here we have two functions f and g. So first we calculate the first order derivative. So differentiation with respect to x, del z over del x is equal to f dash x plus 80 and g dash x plus x minus 80. Because argument is x plus 80, so differentiation would be 1 with respect to x. Again x minus 80, the argument differentiation is again 1. Next, because we know that in this case we have to we need to go on the second order derivatives or higher order derivatives. So I just calculated it here also. To del 2 z over del x square means again we are differentiating this term with respect to x. Del 2 z over del x square is equal to f double dash now x plus 80 g double dash x minus 80. Again from equation 1, now we are differentiating it with respect to the second independent variable, and in this case the second independent variable is t. Here in this case we have the independent variable x and the independent variable t. Z is dependent variable. So second variable is t, so del z over del t. So now we are differentiating one with respect to t, so f dash, and again argument is differentiated with respect to t, so we get a. So a is multiplied here, again this argument differentiated with respect to t, so we get minus a, so minus is here. Now we are again differentiating it with respect to t to get the second order derivative. So again differentiation means f double dash, again this a would be multiplied here, and again minus a would be multiplied in this. So minus a into minus a is a square plus a square. So here a square is common, so we have taken a square out of it. So the remaining part is f dash plus g double dash, and from the equation 2 we know that f double dash plus g double dash is equal to del 2 z over del x square. So we have substituted f dash double dash plus g double dash as del 2 z over del x squares. So keeping this on the left hand side, del 2 z over del t square minus a square del 2 z over del x square. is equal to 0. So this is our required PDE because it contains the derivative and also it is free from f and g, two arbitrary function. So any differential equation which contains at least one derivative and which is free from arbitrary functions is our required PDE, partial differential equation. This next question contains single arbitrary function small f. So the process is simple. This is our given equation. First we differentiate it with respect to x. So y square is 0. The differentiation of y square is 0 with respect to x. F is f dash, and with respect to x we are doing it. So 1 by x is differentiation of 1 by x is 1 minus 1 by x square, log y is 0. So del z over del x, after simplification we get this equation. Again differentiating equation 1 with respect to second independent variable, that is y. So del z over del y is equal to y square, differentiation is 2y, f differentiated with f dash, and 1 by x 0, log y is 1 by y. So I assume this is known to you, how to partially differentiate any equation. So this is partial differentiation only. So this is that. And again, because equation 2 includes f dash, so we can get the value of f dash from this equation. So what is f dash value from here? This is del z over del x square, and 2 by x square will go on this side. So x square by 2. So x square by 2 into del z over del x is the value of f dash from the equation 2. So we have substituted f dash value this. Now just we have to simplify. So del z over del y is equal to 2y minus this. I have multiplied 2y over y inside this bracket. So 2 will be cancelled by 2, x square by y del z over del x. So just making the simplification, yq is equal to 2y square minus x square p is our PDE. So this is our PDE because it includes derivative and it is free from the given arbitrary function f. Again, this equation is x y z is equal to function of x plus y plus z. Here we have one arbitrary function. So first we are differentiating with respect to x. So differentiation with respect to x means x y del z over del x plus the differentiation of x y z is 1. This is equal to f differentiation of f is f dash, because on the left hand side in the previous questions on the left hand side we had z only, so we are just writing del z over del x, del z over del y, but in this case on the left hand side we have this term, it is not only z, it is x y into z, and we have to differentiate it with respect to x. So we know y is independent, so the differentiation of y is 0, but differentiation of x and z, because it is dependent variable and it depends on the x, so when we are differentiating it with respect to x, so z will also be differentiated. So this would be because x is x and z is also a function of x. So this is a product of two functions, z which is function of x and this is x. So we have to differentiate it by the rule first into second function. So x into y into differentiation of z with respect to its del z over del x, plus now yz is as it is, and differentiation of x is 1. On the right hand side it is f. So again this f includes both x and z. So x is function of x and z is also function of x. So again we need to differentiate it with respect to x by parts. So first if we are taking this argument, so f dash and differentiation of this function with respect to x, x is 1, and next if we are taking this z as a function of x, so again the differentiation of f is f dash and the argument is del z over del x. or you can say that the differentiation of this is f dash into differentiation of this argument, and this argument is 1. If we differentiate x plus y plus z with respect to x, so we get the differentiation of this term 1, this term 0 plus del z over del x, so 1 plus del z. So this is simply that f dash. If we take the f dash as common, so we get in bracket 1 plus del z over del x. So this is simply that process only, nothing else. So, and now we have written this del z over del x as p, and this again del z over del x is equal to p. Now we have calculated the value of f dash, because ultimately we have to eliminate the f. So f dash, the value of f dash from this equation is equal to x y p plus y z over 1 plus p. So f dash x plus y plus z is equal to x y p plus y z over 1 plus p. You this these both terms includes y f dash, so we have taken this as common term. So f dash, if we take this common, so f dash is equal into 1 plus p would be the factor. So f dash value would be xyp plus yz over 1 plus p. Now again this was with respect to x. Now we have to differentiate equation 1 with respect to y. So the same process, again the xyz. So here we have two terms of y, this y, and z is again a dependent variable which depends on x and y, so z is also a function of y. So keeping the same process, again we have calculated the f dash value from this. So equation 2, equation 3 both represent the value of f dash. So the right hand side of both the equations, because left hand side both equations having f dash, so on the right hand side the both terms should be same. So just on comparison, so comparing equation 2 and 3, if the left hand sides of both the equations are equal, so right hand side of both the equations should be equal. So this is equal to this. So we have eliminated the f. So now just to get the answer in simplest form, we have to simplify this. So just cross by cross multiplication and taking the terms here and there, we have got this differential equation. So this is first order PDE, which is free from the given function. So this is our required answer. Again, here we have two functions f and g. So the process is same. Now you can practice the question. If you have any doubt, you are if you are facing any problem to eliminate these functions, so ask me on the WhatsApp group or personally. So just you need to be, because in this case we have two arbitrary functions, so we have to move on the higher order derivatives, means second order or third order, whenever we get the elimination. So in this case we have calculated the second order derivatives, and just now I'm trying to eliminate, I'm trying to get one equation which includes derivatives and which is free from f and g, both arbitrary functions. So just by comparing both of the equations, 7, I think 6 and 7. So we are getting S and RT values. So comparing or substitution, by comparing or substitution, we are getting this partial differential equation. Now this is partial differential equation, which is second order partial differential equation, because R and T are there. R is second order derivative with respect to X. T is second order derivative with respect to Y. So this is our answer. Now the third concept, actually this is not concept, this is an alternate to get the PDE when the arbitrary function is given in a particular form, in a specific form. So so when we are starting this topic, I told you that the third concept is not concept, but this is a question given in a particular form simply. So here also we have arbitrary function. So by the second concept, by eliminating the arbitrary function, what we do, we eliminate, we first take the derivatives, then we try to eliminate that arbitrary function from the derivatives. That is our purpose. But suppose that equation is given in a particular form, then we know the answer. Means suppose you are not considering this third concept, so simply you go as second concept. Means you are given with you are given one question with one arbitrary function or two arbitrary function, you go for derivatives, eliminate function and get the answer. So this is the extra part. You don't need to consider it for every time, because this is particular form of question only. So by eliminating arbitrary function of specific functions, means in the previous form of questions, in previous form of questions, we were given with the questions with one or two or three arbitrary functions. Now suppose the question is given to you in a particular form, and what is that particular form? This form. Suppose u is a function of xyz, v is a function of xyz, be two known functions of xyz related through a relation of the form this. Means suppose we have been given a question like function of uv is equal to 0, or function of u is equal to v, or function of v is equal to u, where u and v are any functions of xyz. If our question is given in this, in either of these forms, then we know the answer. Means what would be our answer? Our answer would be a first order PDE of this form. This is capital P into small p, capital Q into small q is equal to capital R, where P and Q, small p and small q are simply the first order derivatives, del z over del x, del z over del y, and this capital P is a Jacobian. I hope you remember the Jacobian definition, basic definition of Jacobian. This capital Q is again a Jacobian, and this capital R is again a Jacobian. All these three components, these three coefficients are Jacobians. So I need to recall the Jacobian definition to you. First, this is proof only, means if you are interested in how we are getting this equation. So what is the application of this third concept? This application is that if you are given with this type of question in any of these forms, function of uv is equal to 0, or function of u is equal to v, function of v is equal to u, so directly we can write the answer. uh, we have the answer, capital P into P plus capital Q into small q is equal to capital R. So this is our answer, where we need to calculate this capital P, Jacobian of uv with respect to yz, Jacobian of uv with respect to zx, Jacobian of uv with respect to xy. So these are capital P, capital Q, capital R. So if we are given with this type of question, then directly we can write the answer in this form, where we need to calculate capital P, capital Q, capital R as Jacobians. Now this is the proof. How, means why I'm saying that in this type of question we are getting the same answer. So this is proof. If somebody is interested how we are getting this differential equation, so they can go through this process, this proof. here I simply go quickly through the proof, because this is simple proof. You can observe the terms, the process, by going through these steps. Suppose this is your question, function of u is equal to 0, or where u is a function of xyz, v is a function of xyz. These are known functions. U and v are known functions of xyz. So suppose you don't know this terminology, means we are getting this answer, we don't know about this answer. This is our fresh question like in previous concept. This is one question, means function of u is equal to, this is our question from where we have to find out the differential equation. So what we were doing in the previous concept, second concept, we were counting the arbitrary function. So here we have one arbitrary function phi. So we have to create one differential equation without phi. So what we were doing, what was our process? We differentiate it with respect to x, with respect to y, and by these two equations we try to eliminate phi. Okay, so differentiate this equation, whatever is given to you, phi uv is equal to 0 with respect to ix. So this is simply chain rule differentiation, because u is a function of xyz, v is a function of xyz, and we are differentiating with respect to x. So this is del because phi is a direct function of uv. So first we differentiate phi with respect to u, with respect to v, then differentiate u and v with respect to x. So del phi over del u, and then differentiation of u with respect to x. So del u over del x plus del u over del z into del z over del x, because u is a function of xyz and z is also a function of x. So this is differentiation of u with respect to x, same, plus del phi over del v, and differentiation of v with respect to x. So just by simplifying, del z over del x is small p and del z over del y is a small so this is again this del over del x, del z over del x, so this is also p. This is our first equation. Next, again we differentiate our given equation with respect to y. So first we differentiate phi with respect to u, with respect to v, because these are direct variables. Next, this is differentiation of u with respect to y. This is differentiation of v with respect to y. Again, writing del z over del y as q. So we are getting this q and this q. So these are two equations. We are getting these two equations from where we have to, if you remember that we have to eliminate now phi from these two equations. Are you getting it? We have to eliminate the given function phi from these two equations. So here del phi over del u, del phi over del v. Here also del phi over del u, del phi over del v. So if we treat these equation as linear equation, you know the homogeneous system of linear equation, ax plus by is equal to 0 and cx plus dy is equal to 0. So if we want non-zero solution of this homogeneous system, what I'm trying to say, so considering del phi over del u as one variable, del phi over del v as second variable. So these are two linear equation in two unknowns, del phi over del u and del phi over del v. And these are homogeneous equation because right hand sides of both the equations are 0. So this is homogeneous system in two unknowns, del phi over del u, del phi over del v. And if we want non-zero solution of these two linear equation, so if you remember the echelon form concept or the ranking form concept, the homogeneous system will always have the zero solution. The homogeneous system will have the non-zero solution only when the determinant of the coefficient matrix is 0. So these are two linear equations. So if we want non-zero solution of this system, then the determinant of coefficient would be 0. That must be 0 for non-zero solution. So this determinant is 0. That means solving this determinant means this into this minus this into this is equal to 0. Now simply by multiplying each term by cancelling out the opposite terms, I have written this equation in this form. The coefficient of P, the coefficient of Q, and the free coefficient. Now if we observe this term, this is del u over del y, del v over del z, del u over del z minus del v over del y. So we can write this as determinant of this term. If we solve this determinant, we will get this value, right? So this term, this bracket is the determinant of these values. Same, this bracket is determinant of these values. Same, this bracket is determinant of these values. And this is coefficient of P, this is P, this is Q. And now if you remember the Jacobian definition, Jacobian of UV with respect to YZ, what is this? This is equal to this determinant, del U over del Y, del U over del Z. Second row, del V over del Y, del V over del Z. This is the Jacobian definition. So this determinant is Jacobian of UV with respect to YZ, and this determinant is Jacobian of UV with respect to ZX, and this Jacobian is this determinant is Jacobian of UV with respect to XY. So writing this Jacobian as capital P, this Jacobian as capital Q, and this Jacobian in capital R. This is our required PDE. So that's why I was saying that whenever we get a question in particular form, phi UV is equal to 0, phi UV, U is equal to V, phi V is equal to U. So we always get same answer, capital PP plus capital Q into small q is equal to R, where we need to calculate only P, Q, R, capital P, capital Q, capital R. So these we need to calculate to formulate the PDE. So these P, Q, R we have to calculate. So the answer, we are not getting the answer. Remember one thing, if we are given this question in this form, so this PD, this is not PD, this is the form of PD we will get as answer. Clear? So this is format of answer. That's capital P, capital Q, capital R. That depends. These coefficients depend on the question given to you. So we need to calculate capital P, capital Q, and capital R. So we know the format of answer, not the answer. For answer, we have to calculate these Jacobians. So by going through this example, you will know that what is that concept 3. So formulate the PDE corresponding the following equations. The first question is function of x square plus y square z minus xy is equal to 0. So any component we can take as u. Suppose this first component x square plus y square, we are keeping this as u, and second z minus xy we are fixing it as v. So the question is given in terms of f of u, v is equal to 0, where u is this and v is this. So this question is in the form of concept 3. Phi uv is equal to 0. So we know the answer that the corresponding PDE would be PP plus QQ is equal to R. So we need to calculate these Jacobians P, Q, R. So corresponding PDE is given by capital P, P, capital Q, Q is equal to R, where P is Jacobian of UV with respect to YZ, that is determinant of del U over del Y, del U over del Z, del V over del Y, del V over del Z. Now we have the U and V, so we can differentiate U with respect to Y with respect to Z. We can differentiate V with respect to Y with respect to Z. So del U over del Y means 2Y, del U over del Z means 0, del V over del Y is minus X, and del v over del z is 1. So we have substituted these values, and after calculating this determinant, we are getting 2y, the value of p. Same, q is a Jacobian of uv with respect to zx. That means del u over del z, del u over del x, del v over del z, del v over del x. So now del u over del z is 0, del u over del x is 2x, del v over del z is 1, and del v over del x is minus y. So we are getting minus 2x as q. Same, r is the Jacobian of uv with respect to xy. So del u over del x, del u over del y, del v over del x, del v over del y. Now substituting these values from these equation, the values of u and v, we are getting this 2y square minus x square. So just substituting these values of capital P, capital Q, capital R in this equation 1, we are getting our answer. So capital P is 2y into small p, capital Q is minus 2x into q is equal to capital R, which is 2y square minus x square. So this is our answer. So in every equation we need to do this. This question, if you remember, we solved this question using the concept 2. X, y, z is equal to function of x plus y plus z. I think it is here, this. So you don't take anything panic because of concept 3. So a lot of concept are there. If you don't consider it concept 3, just do exercise the question using both of the concept, concept 1 and concept 2. You don't need to remember the third concept, but if you remember the third concept, the question would be easy to solve. That is the purpose only. So x, y, z is equal to function of x plus y plus z. If we don't know the third concept, we are solving it through the concept 2. We are getting the answer. This is our answer. Now, because now we know the concept 3, so we are solving it through the concept 3. So the same question is there. So this is, suppose this is u and this is v. So the question is given in the form of u is equal to function of v. So we know that this type of question has the answer capital P small p plus capital Q small q is equal to R, where capital P, capital Q, capital R are the Jacobians. So we need to calculate the Jacobian. So Jacobian की definition आपको याद होना चाहिए. Jacobian of uv with respect to yz is equal to this. We know u and v, so just differentiating this u and v, we are coming with this determinant, and solving this determinant, we are getting this. So this is x is common, so x is into z minus y. Same, q is this Jacobian. After substituting the values of derivatives, we are getting this, and r as this. So just by substituting the values of capital P, capital Q, and capital R, we are getting the answer. So just in 3-4 steps, we are getting the answer. But in that case, means in the previous case, in the concept 2, it was not easy. It was one paper solution. So it has this solution. So we are getting the same answer. Either we are following concept 2 or concept 3, we are getting the same answer. So the third concept is the particular case of concept 2. If you are given a question in a particular form, phi u v is equal to 0, u is equal to function of v, v is equal to function of u, then we know the answer indirectly, that our answer would be of the type pp plus qq is equal to r. So directly we can calculate the Jacobians, and after substituting the values of Jacobians, we get our answer. So concept 3 is the particular case of concept 2. Same, z is equal to function of x over y. Take one thing as u, second thing as x over as v. So z is suppose u and x over y is v. So this question is given in this form, u is equal to function of v, and for this format we know the answer is this. So calculate p, q, and R as Jacobians. So we are getting this, and substituting these values, we are getting this answer. So this is the practice question set, where I have given some questions of the mixed type, the arbitrary function elimination, the arbitrary constants, or the third concept based questions. So the answers for the corresponding question is also mentioned. So you can go through these questions, try to solve these question. Your answer is there, so you can verify your answer. If you are not getting the answer, or you are facing any problem to get the concept, to get the answer, so just discuss in group or personally. If you are not able to get the answer in your group, then you can call me or WhatsApp your problem to my number. So this is the question set. So what we have studied in this first topic, the formulation of PDE, we have three concepts. Actually, there are two concepts only. The third question is the particular case of concept 2. So the formulation of PDE is either through the eliminating the arbitrary constants or through the elimination of arbitrary functions. If we have to eliminate the arbitrary constants, again we need to calculate the ordered derivatives, first order, second or third order, and we need to eliminate the arbitrary constant to get a PDE. Same for the arbitrary function, we need to calculate the ordered derivatives, first order, second order, third order, and from these derivatives you have to eliminate the arbitrary functions. Okay. Third concept is the particular case. If your question is given in a particular form, phi v, uv is equal to 0, u is equal to phi v, v is equal to phi u, then we know our answer format. In that format, we have to fill the values of capital P, capital Q, capital R, which are nothing else but the Jacobians. So you need to remember the definition of Jacobian. So our first topic is complete. Next, in the coming lectures, we'll move for the next topic. So next topic is solution of first order PDE. Now we know how to formulate the PDEs, how to create, how to make the partial differential equation. Next, how to solve these PDEs. So one by one, the types of PDEs: first order PDE, higher order PDEs, linear PDE, non-linear PDE. These type of PDE we have to solve. So in the coming lectures, we will complete these topics: first order PDE, solution of first order PDE, solution of higher order PDEs, solution of non-linear, linear PDEs.